We are at this commercial hub in Gurugram on a lovely Saturday morning, and interestingly we have a Saturday market happening here as well. But we're here to talk about HR technology. In case you've read the latest report of Josh Bersin, he talks about the future of HR tech. In the 1900s and early 2000s, HR tech was all about systems of automation. In the next decade, it moved to what we call systems of engagement. And the future, which is 2020 onwards, it is going to be systems of productivity in the flow of work. So clearly, there's a lot of change happening, and there's a lot of pressure on business leaders to transform themselves and their organizations. To discuss this and much more, I have with me Sunit Sinha. Sunit is...
Hey
Sunit.
How are you?
Great. So Sunit is the Managing Director and Lead for Transformation and Organization Practice at Accenture. So Sunit, tell me, there is so much of, transformation happening, across organizations. So how do you see organizations today adopting HR technology, both in India and perhaps some of the other markets that you worked in? And also tell us a little bit about your personal journey in the HR tech space.
Sure. So I think, thanks for having me here on this beautiful Saturday morning, Thomas. Exciting topic. I think it's last 2-3 years it's really exploded, and it's not just a buzzword, but I see real change happening, real transformation happening. I'll talk about the personal journey first. To be honest, a couple of decades of doing this, I never thought that technology will become so pervasive in the human resources or the people space. I think, yes, as you rightly said, there have been systems around for a while, the ERP systems, the big bolt-on systems. But I think what's really changed, and I would say India is really at the center of all this, because it's allowing organizations to leapfrog many decades, many generations of sophistication when it comes to using technology in the people or HR space. I personally feel India, China, Singapore and Southeast Asia and even the Middle East, I think somewhere for them it's easier to adopt because the legacy systems are less than large global organizations in the Western world, typically in Europe or North America. So personally very excited about it. I'm a bit of an early I would say a late convert, and to be honest, it's one of the most exciting spaces to work in at this point of time.
Yeah, great, Sunit. So the other thing I'm very curious about, Sunit, is that traditionally a lot of HR consulting firms have been brick and mortar shops. And now there is so much of technology out there. So two things, how they're really adapting to all this technology, number one. And number two, even if you look at the client side, CHROs and other HR folks are attending a number of these events and constantly educating themselves on tech. So there must be a lot of pressure coming from the client side as well. So how do you see, consulting firms now blending in technology into a traditional consulting practice?
So I would say that's a great question, Thomas. And I think one of the saying goes, and often consultants, they sometimes don't follow their own advice. So the whole saying goes, "Doctor, heal thyself." I think consulting firms today, and my personal view, if I look across the market, I think they all have to adapt and be ahead of the curve, or they'll get disrupted themselves. I think in many instances what's happening is not really competition between traditional consulting practices and the new HR tech startups, but there's, I would say, what is collaboration. I mean, whether I look at ourselves at Accenture or I look at any of the peer firms, we all have an ecosystem of HR tech startups that we're working with. And I think that's probably a win-win, because then you're getting the traditional advice and advisory, plus you're also getting new ideas.
Right.
And I think it's also helping us learn. And one of the things that we've had to do is change a little bit of our mindset, change a little bit of our focus in terms of what kind of skills we need, how do we work with these ecosystem players. And when I look at from the client's perspective, yes, there's a lot of pressure on business leaders as well as CHROs today. I'll say in markets like India, as I mentioned, we're ahead of the curve. And today, I see a lot of people listening and agreeing to change old mindsets and paradigms and adopt to the new. Again, it's a journey. I won't say everyone is in the same place, but there's a more and more realization that either you need to embrace this,
right,
or else you're going to get swept away by it.
No, absolutely. I totally agree, Sunit. So the other interesting thing, Sunit, is that there are so many HR tech solutions out there today. In fact, when I was at the HR Tech conference in Vegas, there were over 500 exhibitors with fantastic solutions. So clearly it's creating a lot of confusion in the minds of decision makers. So how do you think organizations can traverse this maze to make sure that they have the right solution set available for them?
Yeah, so I think sometimes, it's called a problem of plenty. So as with this explosion in HR tech, and I think HR tech probably is as exciting, if not more exciting than fintech, because it touches people's lives, right? And it makes working in organizations, the whole employee experience, so much more fulfilling. My advice to clients who ask me or anywhere wherever I speak is, look, end of the day, technology is a means to an end. Right? Don't look at the tech as a shiny tool that, okay, I have a tool and I'm going to try to fix the problem. I think it's more important to try to take a step back, reflect, take a big picture view and say, what is it that I'm solving for? Right. Am I trying to create better efficiency, productivity? Right. Am I trying to enhance employee experience? Am I trying to change the way I've operated and change the mindset and the culture? I think start with the business problem. Sure. And then the answers become clearer, and then that's the best filter to apply. That's my simple piece of advice to leaders.
Excellent, Sunit. So finally, Sunit, clearly with a lot of technology investments being done by organizations, they must be also looking at ROI. And with more and more tech that they will adopt, they will really look for some real benefits. So what's your advice on how can companies actually start measuring ROI in this area?
Yeah. So that's always been, I think, a trail that we keep chasing. I would say that the last word on that hasn't been said. While yes, the more obvious elements of efficiency and productivity have been easy to measure in the past and will continue to remain so. However, what's happening now with the new technologies is, it's not just about efficiency. As I said, it's about enhanced employee experience, it's about effectiveness, it's about better engagement and happy employees, more aligned leadership teams. I think they're measuring value. I think the jury is still out on that. There's more than enough people working on that. My view is that obviously every time you need to have a business case and the investment needs to be looked at in an ROI manner. That's what keeps business leaders happy. That's what gets HR a seat on the table. It's work in progress. I don't pretend to have the answer, but it's an exciting area to look at. However, today, with the cost of technology going down, my sense is that it's becoming easier to show the tangible impact.
Yeah, great. So thanks so much, Sunit. It was wonderful. It was wonderful having a conversation with you.
Thank you.
Yeah, and keep watching HR2Tech.com.